It is basketball time in the American Conference, and it is basketball time in Birmingham, Alabama. We talked to a few teams so far, but right now we have joining us the Memphis women's basketball team. Last season, their offense was led by Tilly Bowler, who averaged 16.6 points per game. The Tigers will look to replace that scoring with some new pieces after Bowler has graduated. Memphis is picked to finish 9th in the preseason poll. They have 10 newcomers on the roster, 2 freshmen, and 8 transfers. They're led by head coach Alex Simmons, and she is joining us on the set along with Samaya Smith and Bailey Gilmore. Ladies, welcome to the American Tipoff Show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coach, we just talked about some of those newcomers. You have a lot adding to your roster. I feel like that's just par for the course in college basketball. But what have you liked most from some of those new faces on your roster so far this season?
I've really liked their leadership. They're a group who everybody wants to lead in their own different way. They come in the gym every single day motivated. They're getting shots up. They're doing the extra things before any coach is in there. So their ability to push themselves has been very impressive.
Let's talk about confetti chasing. I hear that's the group text theme for this season. How did that come about? And obviously we know that means some championships. Can you tell us the origin of that?
Yeah, so every time we got somebody new, because we have a lot of new players, they were added to a group text. And once we got all 12 of our players, I said, hey, what do we want to name it? I feel like I have 25 group texts in my phone. And the first thing that actually Jordan Hunter, she said, let's call it confetti chasing because we're going to win a championship. And that's kind of how it happened.
I like that.
I love that. Okay, what's the picture for the group message, or is it like a group me text?
No, it's confetti.
Oh, it's like
Yeah.
full. Okay, all right. Okay, very creative. I love it. Tamaya, you're one of the returners. You had a good freshman season. So for you, what did you work on in the off season to just get better for this upcoming year?
I was very versatile last year as well, but this year I'm working on my guard skills, becoming even more versatile than I was last year, and my confidence when it comes to ball handling so I can convert and make plays.
What does that look like as you're working on that? A lot of players say, I want to be more confident, I want to work on my ball handling, but, is that 2 hours a day? Did you have a goal for yourself? How did you achieve that feeling?
Making more mistakes, honestly. I get better by the more mistakes I make, and I gain more experience from those mistakes that I make.
Wow, okay.
I love that.
Never heard that before from a player. That's very vulnerable and honest. I love it.
But that's exactly how you get
Right.
better, right? You have to fail to continue. And Bailey, obviously your first year here at Memphis. So what was it about this program that you thought to yourself, this is where I want to be?
Honestly, just the player development piece. I mean, Coach Alex has worked with me a lot in the offseason, and that honestly means a lot to me because that means she honestly cares about my one-on-one game. And so far I've been able to translate that onto the court and carry over and work on that, and that has also helped my confidence as well on the court.
Bailey, got to ask you, as a high school valedictorian, you bring a different air to the game, can kind of think through it. How important is it for you to obviously balance academics and athletics, but how do you think the game through as a valedictorian? Is there anything special you kind of notice and have been able to put into your game?
Honestly, no. Jordan Hunter, honestly, has helped me with my IQ and, thinking differently in the game. I think a lot of times I think too fast, actually. So she's been someone who can actually help me, slow down and not think too much before I do things. But
And how has that helped you so far in practices? Are you seeing that work? Slowing down?
Definitely. And just going back to Coach Alex, putting in work with me one-on-one, it's just helped me, slow the game down a little bit and see the different options I have, depending on where I am on the court. And, of course, whatever offense we're running, I'm able to make plays out of that as well.
And, Coach, how have you seen Bailey just develop in the time that you've had with her so far?
Bailey was one of the first players who, at the end of the off season, I think she may have taken a couple of days off, and she was right back in the gym. In our end of the year meeting, she knew that it was going to be me and her in the off season. Just to focus on the details. She has great size, great athleticism, but she knew that she had a long way to go. And it was important for me. I knew we needed her presence because of all the tools that she has. So I think the number one thing was being consistent, being willing to put in the work, and kind of busting through all the hard things because I put her through the ringer. But I think she accepted it and she wanted it.
How did you respond to that, Bailey?
Just like she said, I want to do it. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to do it. So anything she wants me to do, I trust what she's telling me. I trust, her vision for this program, and I believe in her as a coach. So it's pretty easy to follow along with what she's telling me.
Coach, you got a lot of new players on your team in a league that has just become so competitive, especially after the last 5-7 years. Looking at the format of the tournament, the top 10 go. what is kind of that consistent message that you can continue to deliver on with your team, and what's your identity so that we see you in that tournament?
We take it game by game and we focus on us. We can't control what anybody else does. We can't control the decision making in other programs. All we can control is what we do at Memphis and in our locker room. So we just focus on what we do every single day. We apply pressure and we want to dominate the day, and it's really as simple as that.
What does dominating the day and applying pressure look like from a practice standpoint and then a game standpoint? Like, how does that play out in your scheduling?
Scheduling games?
Well, I probably said that a little bit misleading, but scheduling like practices and then workouts and everything like that to apply that pressure and dominate the day.
So I think a lot of I have a different perspective on a lot of things, and one of those is perfection. I think sometimes we stay away from chasing that and striving for that because of the pressure that could come with being perfect. But I think every single day in practice, every little detail, we're blowing the whistle, putting them on the line.
I see you smiling. How many times have you been on the line so far in workouts?
I'd rather not say.
That's off the record. We'll talk when we're off there. Okay, good to know.
But yeah, I think just us wanting perfection. Shay Harris has been a huge advocate for that, always pushing our team to be perfect and no matter what we do. So I think that leads us down the path to where we want to go.
Tamaya, what is something about playing in Memphis, in that city, the culture that's there, and playing for Coach that just gets you so excited? I see we matching our Memphis Blues on today on purpose. What do you love about the program in the city?
The main thing I love is like the support. The city, they love basketball, so when it comes to basketball or any games, I don't have to worry about the fans like not showing up. Like they're always going to be there supporting. So I love that fact.
All right, this is the question for all three of you. One word to describe Memphis women's basketball in this upcoming year.
I'll say resilient.
Ooh, like that.
One word.
I know. I told you. We're asking all the hard-hitting questions today.
Mine's pressure.
Pressure. All right, pressure, resilience. Tamaya?
I want a good word.
You got this. You got this.
I'll just say dominate.
Dominate.
Yeah,
All right.
dominate the
Pressure, resilience, and dominate. That's what we can expect from Memphis women's basketball season. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.